Have any tournament results or anything tonight.
Oh, that's
Welcome
Catfish Weekly, I think.
Oh, yeah. I have Panfish. Welcome, everybody, to Panfish Nation. Along with Mark, I'm Lyle. Mark, it's a great day in the Ozarks. It's been pouring rain for 3 days. I don't think there's any end in sight. I was watching your brother over there on another channel a while ago. The
I've
bait shop.
disowned him. He's not my real brother. He's a foster child, so you can't call him my brother legally. You haven't adopted him even yet. Did I say that out loud? Sorry, folks. Family business.
I am a little disappointed that I didn't know about Josh's dilemma and not having anybody to fish that tournament with this week, because had I had known sooner, I could have made plans and I would have happily went over there and bumped that tournament with Josh. Josh and I fished a tournament that I was involved in with, and man, he's awesome to be in the boat with, and we had a really great time that day. And I'd have been glad to he's Josh says he's a redheaded stepchild. But yeah, I would have had a blast going over there and fishing with him, but I just don't have time now to get everything ready. So the
Ready.
next time, Josh, that you decide that you need a partner in a deal like that, especially a bumping tournament, I've bumped a little bit over the years. In fact, a lot. So I would be happy to do it. There's the favorite child.
Hello. We'll say hello to everybody here in a second. And Josh, most definitely, when I heard you say that, when I heard him say that, Lyle, the same idea crossed my mind because I have the perfect rod and reel set up for that. We just don't have enough current for me to bump. I got that rod, and I'm going to use that rod when either I go with you or somebody that invites me out close that I can make it to. If I had a little more warning, I definitely would have invited myself to go hang out with Josh. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind too much if one of us could make it out there.
Oh yeah, he's like I say, he's a blast to be in the boat with you. They had a ball, and maybe next time. You just never know what's going on. But speaking of visiting with everybody in chat, what do you say we go through chat?
All right. Hey, before we start, we got some more storm notifications here. So if you guys lose me or if my voice turns into a catfish and crappie tron, let us know in the chat, and we will make do with whatever we have to do. On that note, because I just heard it started to thunder and lightning out here behind me, and it's coming down right away. Just opened up, I guess. All right, here we go.
Quit raining.
922 crappie barbecue. Two of my favorite things in life, crappie and barbecue. Great name. There's my sister, a couple crosses fishing, the favorite daughter. Favorite child, probably. Annette Morgan in the house. What's up, Cajun Catfishing? Chunky Morgan in the house. There's the great Miss Cindy Stokes. How you doing, dear? Crappie Dave Fish on in the house. There's my buddy Dan Thompson. What's going on, Dan? Eric Massey Jig Company. Eric's selling some pretty cool jigs too. You can get those. You can get Lyle's jigs. They're all over the interline. We definitely stand behind all of these guys that are here. They got good taste. They're here, Lyle. They got skills. They got taste. They make good stuff, including yourself.
Great gigs. Absolutely does.
He definitely does. Yeah, Kim Burnett was in here earlier too. So shout out to Kim. What's going on, Kim? How you doing, bud? I am gonna, when I get around to it, I'm gonna order some of his flies, house flies. That's what they're called. Definitely gonna do that.
You're looking for a fly rod, right?
No, stop it. Not yet. I'll use a water bobber for now. We had this talk. There's Fat Boy Eric fishing in the house. What's going on, Eric? How you doing, bud? There's my buddy Richard over at Fishing Freedom. How you doing? We'll talk about Richard real quick here as soon as I get everybody shouted out. We got Fishing Whiskers in the house. How you doing, dear? Freddy's Outdoor Adventures. What's going on, brother? There's wait, it just jumped. There's Hillbilly Hippie. How you doing? There's Michelle over at It's All Mine. She's got a cool video I'm going to watch tonight, Michelle. I swear. It's on my to-watch list, which I have. We all know about that. There's Itty Bitty Kitty Committee. How you doing, young man? J&S Outdoors. What's up? There's my buddy James Albaugh. He's going to probably give us a little part today. I just saw Air Run pop in. What's going on, Air? How you doing? I see James Kirkpatrick in the house. What's up, James? Joe Buck 66 in the house. Thanks for coming in week after week, Joe. We appreciate you, bud. John Patrick Jr., how you doing, my friend? Kevin Baker, Nuts and Bolts Fishing. What's up? Kim Burnett, there he is. How you doing, Kim? Make sure you check him out on SK Show, and right prior to that on Facebook, he streams live, and I'm sure on other social medias. You can find him on everything. Lance McCoo guy, what's up, Lance? Lance was on the show last time. Remember that when we were in Mendota? That was good to finally meet Lance. Look, lady in the house, how you doing? There's my buddy Mike Irvin. He's been around for a long time, good standing member in the catfish community. Mr. Gadget Fishing, Northeast Missouri Angler, how you doing? There's my brother's wife. I guess that makes her my sister-in-law, Nina's Kayak Crew. How you doing? P&B Catfishing, a.k.a. Paul Boyd. What's up, Paul? I see Philip Williams in the house. Quiet Man Curtis. How you doing? Bacon for life. There's Sandy over at Silver Fox Fishing. There's Sunfish Assassin. Super Dave, Mod Extraordinaire 336. How you doing, Dave? Susquehanna Stan in the house. What's up, Stan? He was on a boat. They caught a dandy flathead. It was last night or the night before. His buddy Mark caught it, and it's only fitting that a guy named Mark caught a dandy flathead, but that's another story. We'll get to later. Kelly over at the Bullock Experience. There's Josh over at the Weekend Angler. How you doing, Josh? Twisted Fishing TV. What's going on, Frank? How you doing, bud? Uncle Jeep. There's Van over at V3 Customs Kentucky. How you doing, Van? There's Matt over at Want to Be Outdoors. There's Stephanie from Real Gals Fish. Let me see if I missed. I got Aaron, Annette Morgan. If I missed you, there's Avid. Going through downtown. Ernie Brown. What's up, Ernie? How you doing? Fishing Chick. I hear she's out on the East Coast unless she flew home already. I heard you got a PB. Congratulations, Lisa. Freddie, I said hello to. There's Frontline Flatheads. How you doing? There's Goober Time TV. That's Dan's second channel. What's going on, Dan? You know, Lyle, I got a second channel too. I just need to unleash it on the world. We'll talk about that later. JNS Outdoors. James Kirkpatrick, I said hello. Justin's Fishing Fetish. What's up, buddy? Mr. Gadget, Northeast. I think did I miss anybody, Lyle? Real and Virtual Outdoors. What's up, Troy? How you doing, bud?
You say hello to Lizabella.
Lizabella, how you doing? I do think I missed her. Sorry, Lizabella. Forgive me.
I don't want
to say hello.
We had a really good show on last night. I don't think it was planned. I think it just happened, but it was really good. It was heartfelt. Points well taken. I was glad to see it. I'm glad they done it. I know that James had mixed feelings about doing what he did, but it was very enjoyable for a lot of us to have the opportunity to vent, say something if you wanted to, and you didn't have to. So, yeah.
I agree. I what I walked away with from their real quick live stream that they did on one of their podcast channels is how some people that are quote unquote big name YouTubers have a responsibility to all the people that have been watching them for years not to be the way this one is being. And on that note, I want to make sure that everybody checks out. A lot of these creators are making their own positive lists. They're pushing a lot of the smaller channels or channels that really put out content that they figure are not getting the attention that it deserves. So I want to encourage everybody, if you're on YouTube and you have a channel, to do the same. Make your list. You know, a lot of people are doing it. Just because you don't make a list doesn't mean that you're not in everybody's thoughts. There's only 3 to 5 people on these said lists we're trying to keep it to, and it's I think it's definitely grown some positively, and it's definitely making a rift in the catfish community, not the community, but in the catfish part of YouTube. It definitely is.
I agree. You know, since you stopped naming the people in chat, we have had Mike Greenwell come in, James Allball, Roger from Muskrat, and somebody else.
What's up, Roger? How you doing? Yeah, I saw somebody else. James, he came in at the last relaxing frustrations from the UK. What's going on, bud? I'm scrolling through the list. Fishing by Faith. That's Mike Barker. Got his name right. That's his new name. What's going on, bud? Check his
I
channel
got
out if you have it.
I got that. I'm not going to make it this year. The Mendota trip took a bit out of me at $4.19 a gallon for gas, and I'm just going to pass on it this year. I know we fished that tournament every year for years and years and years, but gas was never this high, and we planned on going to Mendota for a year, and I was not going to miss that trip no matter what, and I won't miss it next year as long as I'm able to go. But that does, if gas stays the price it is, we're only going to do one or two trips like that a year now. With gas high, and that means that some of the other trips that I normally do won't be able to. You just can't, and that's too bad because if there was ever a tournament that means as much to anybody as it should, it's Fishing for Freedom. That's one, and it's very well run. And we used to do lots of stuff for them. We'd do shows for them and everything, but I just can't do them all, and I hate it. This will be the second year in a row that we've missed it, and that's too bad. Which means out of all of them that they ever had, I've missed three. That's how many of them we made. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do that.
I have still yet to make one. I was hoping to make it down there this year. We'll see what happens with everything from personal things to the cost of fuel and that, and we'll
Jeremy Albritton is in there. I didn't. He's another one. And there's one over moved on me.
Oh, sorry, all that fluff and
One
stuff.
over outdoors. One over outdoors. We
What's going on,
haven't
John?
had Jim in here in a while. Glad to see you in here, buddy. Michael Williams. You know, that's Michael Warner or William Warner. I'm sorry. Did you say all that fluff and stuff was in here?
I did, from down under. How you doing?
Yep.
You know, Lyle, she uses bait. Our two favorite things in the world: bacon and shrimp for bait.
Oh my God, what's wrong with that woman?
We're not going to make any comments on that because it's not fair.
I would like to show this though. Prayers for Texas. I work in the school system here in Australia, supporting children with disabilities to be able to attend school. So I'm feeling so affected by this, and our thoughts and prayers are with all of you that are in that situation, because I'm sure, I don't know what your name is. All I know is Fluff and Stuff, and I watch your videos and I enjoy them. But if you are in the school system and this affects you, just think you're not the only one. There's millions of people that are in school systems that are probably having the same effect on, and there's no reason for that, and there's no reason for them to try to blame it on an inanimate object. Blame it where the blame goes is mental disease, and it should be corrected, and do it the correct way instead of trying to take something away that brings so many people, other people, that much pleasure. So I'll leave it at that.
Ryan Bortz is in the house. What's going on, Ryan? How you doing? He's over at his new house. He was bragging to me and the other chatter, bragging to everybody about how he's in his new garage, putting away all his fishing gear.
Good for him.
I noticed he got a care package from somebody today.
Jeremy says, just keep forgetting on me, man. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
I keep getting. I got some care packages today. We'll probably post that stuff on my Facebook tomorrow. But I did get some new stickers from our buddy LG Bass. I believe it's the same sticker that he had, which was a good looking sticker to begin with. But he did a night one to reflect him fishing on the dock, which was kind of a cool idea. It was a surprise. So,
yeah. You know, Mark, we was talking about fluff stuff a minute ago. I watched a video with her the other day where she had another lady on, and they was fishing in the rain, and they was quite comical together. I watched that video probably, I don't know, an hour or longer.
Oh, Lyle.
And they must be buds.
Never call two women comical. You're going to get in trouble for that.
It was comical. I enjoyed it, but then again, they fish for stuff that we don't have here, and that makes it fun. They was on some kind of a dock.
I believe that's right by her or close to her house, I believe.
It could be, but I do enjoy watching people over there and in Great Britain and some of the other places away from where we are, I like to watch those guys fish. The It's kind of like watching a walleye guy, which I do not walleye fish, but when they're up on the Great Lakes, I've learned a lot of techniques I have changed to panfish or catfish by taking something they're doing and turning it into something I can use. Does that make sense?
It does. Well, drop shotting for catfish, Lyle.
Nobody, for a long time, nobody ever heard of that until I started talking about it because it works. It just does.
Still
I
waiting for
mean,
you to put that video together this week on how to tie that knot so I can get to using it.
I'll get that done. Yeah, I need to do that. I had 2 doctor's appointments this week. I had to spend the afternoon down there with my 75-year-old sister. That's always a trip to get to spend some time with her. Just having a go, mate. Well, I enjoy your videos, so I didn't know you used bait and shrimp.
I did catch the first one that they did. I think it was last week or maybe even the week before, and I was kind of watching in the background trying to get some work done. So forgive me for not saying hello or anything, all that fluff and stuff. But sometimes I got to get some work done, or else I'd watch YouTube all day. I always have it running in the background, so I'm always kind of watch it. So, oh, look, there we go. Michelle's confirming that I was indeed correct. So it's the same sticker, just night mode. Cool. There he is. You know what to do to him, Lyle.
I know what you want.
You know what to
do. Let's see. I don't even know if I know how. Oh, I got to go somewhere else to do that.
All that fluff and stuff, says Lyle. Yeah, we love our fishing, but we never said we were good at it. Just having a go, mate. I love that attitude. That's, I have that attitude every time I go out. I don't claim to think I know what I'm doing. I just like to get out there and do it and see what happens. You know,
you had a pretty good night the other night. You had a long show Tuesday night, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a lot of viewers. It was cool. I was hoping to get on that first flathead of the year. It was my first time out targeting them. I had some trouble getting a variety of baits. I had plenty of bluegill. I didn't want to dip into my frozen stash because now's not the time of year. At least I've never had luck with frozen bait for flathead. But this cold front moved in that we're having. It was 45 degrees when I put the boat back on a trailer. That'll tell you how much the temperature dropped. It went from 90 degrees just days before to 45 degrees at night the following couple of days, and that just shut them down. But I said to myself, I need to have a show for my podcast on Monday nights. And I didn't want to give any guests that I have in mind real short notice or no time to prepare or anything. So I'm like, you know what? I said I was going to go fishing, so I went fishing. I ended up with 2 real nice channel casts that didn't make you proud anywhere else in the country. But I am not going to lie. I've been spoiled by our trip the week prior to that.
James, you're going to have to private message me or something. I need a little more information, buddy.
There we go. I feel better already.
Really?
What do.
Happened?
That's okay. We'll talk later.
Here's something that's new. Eric Massey says getting ready to start a new channel, catfishing on Truman. Well, Truman is loaded with catfish. They're not all big. There's a lot of them. And there are some big ones on Truman. I personally know of an 82. Whoa! Of an 82 that was caught on Truman. It's been several years now, but they caught an 82 and a 51 in a tournament one day, and it was back long enough ago that I was up in North Missouri fishing at Cook's Boat and Motor Tournament. Had 107 boats in it, and Troy Greenwell called me up and said him and Jim won that tournament. And then he told me what they caught. They only caught 3 fish on a 5-fish limit. One was an 82 and one was a 51, and they won it walking away. I mean,
they won a 5-fish bag tournament with 3 fish.
With 3 fish.
That's got to make some people sore in the posterior.
Yeah. Away from it. Troy called me up and I said, "You got to be kidding me!" And I knew he told me where they was going to fish. He said Jim had found some good fish up there. And I thought, well, probably 35 or 40s. And I had been up there a few days before that, or a week maybe, and I didn't find nothing like that.
Bait Shop Karen is
Yeah.
back under another username, Lyle. You might want to. This guy right there. Bait Shop,
Oh,
Bait Shop Karen, what's going on?
Bait Shop Karen. What is that?
That's who that is. Well, Frontline Flatheads in the house. What's going on? How you doing? He says I was on the Rock River in my kayak when it went from 90 to 60. Also waiting out storms in a tiny tent. Yeah, it's getting out there. What part of the Rock River are you on, Frontline? Hopefully that's the same Rock River that I know. Probably
Guess who's in chat?
Who's in chat? Jeremy's Tournament Cats.
James Dockery Fishing.
Hello, James. Hello, Katie. How you doing? I want to say hello to D. How you doing, D? And Alyssa. Alyssa's last day of school today.
Did you see those pictures of her young lady?
I
Gosh,
did.
she's
She grew up so much.
it doesn't seem like, but what, a year or so ago, we was in North Carolina, and she was just a little kid. And today, in those pictures, she looked like a young lady and um, breathtaking. She's just beautiful, and she's such a sweet girl. I know that she hears parts of Chad's conversation. She gets on you and me a little bit once in a while about different things. Thanks to Chad for telling her about stuff she probably shouldn't know about me. But the end result is, man, she's going to be somebody special in this world. One of these
I
days, I just
agree
pulled in my butt.
100%. And it's all
Yeah,
on D. I don't think Chad
I
had much.
agree.
And you know, Chad's lying to her about us, Lyle.
Oh, he probably does. Could you blame him? Yeah, do you blame him?
Yeah, a little bit. I like blaming Chad for everything. There's Creole
Oh
Cat
man,
in the house.
absolutely. Glad to see Jeremy in here.
Hey, look, there's
Yeah.
your number one son right there. Actually, number two, because
Luke,
James Dockery's your number one son.
Luke. Glad to have you in here, my friend. Always
What's
good
going
to
on?
see you in here. We need to. I need to get a hold of Luke and see what his next big adventure is going to be. Maybe he's going to be going after some perch or something like that.
I think he waits for the winter to go after perch unless he goes over.
He
Well,
was
we're not.
out in Idaho here a while back, caught a bunch
Yep,
of them. So
yep. He's got videos of that. I think on Northwoods Angling, if I believe. You'll have to forgive me, Luke. I don't know if you have any on Fish on Luke just now, but check him out. Obviously on YouTube and TikTok. He's on there quite a bit. Him with Tara. They've been because they've become quite the team. It's always cool to watch them.
absolutely, and good people both. Luke will always have a special place in my heart, though.
We can start. We
Yes.
talked a little bit about bacon Jeep. We were talking about how all that fluff and stuff uses it for bait. So there was our bacon minimum quota met.
Oh mercy!
See, I was
I
correct
don't
there. He says winter for perch. There you go.
winter for perch. I'll take them any time of the year. I want to try one. I just want one to eat. I think I got to see if they're as good as everybody says they are, and I know they are, or they wouldn't keep saying it.
I don't know if I'd go up there to get trophy perch and then take a bucket of them home to eat. I think sticking with the 10 to 12 inches would probably be a safe bet.
Yeah, a giant is what, 14 inch, 15.
Oh, well, then I have you confused with someone else. All that fluff and stuff. Forgive me.
She eats bacon. That a girl.
Oh, look at this. He's going back to Idaho for some white sturgeon and brown trout. Two of your favorite fish, Lyle.
White sturgeon, I'd go for one of them. Them have to be 8 foot long and 400 pounds, and I'm not sure I could do one of these days with my shoulders, but I would like to give it a try. But I would have to have somebody like Luke or you or Dockery or Chad in the boat, Josh, somebody that if I couldn't do it, that could finish it up. Because let's face it, I've had partial replacement on two shoulders and a bad back, so There's a limit to what my body will withstand these days.
Even if I don't remember correctly, even young Luke had to hand the rod over at some point. I mean, it doesn't show how long a fight is of that type, but it's longer than a 15-20 minute flathead fight, that's
A
for sure. I
lot
don't
of
know.
them are 35 minutes or more, is what I
Yeah.
understand from
It,
people
it,
that have done it. So,
it can be, and I know when I was talking to Luke, he was telling me about how he's a big 100+ pound blue fight. They chased that fish 5 miles down the river. They actually
yeah,
drifted 5 miles down the river with that fish just so they can get him. That's a lot of dedication.
that's a lot
And
of work. It
that's a
is.
lot of cranking.
Yeah, I agree. It is. Not really panfish, but who doesn't like to talk about giant fish
Look
like
at
that?
this. You don't need us. You got D offering up her service. You're in good hands with D.
Okay. Yeah. She wants to catch a sturgeon. I got you. I understand. Luke says he can hardly do it. 30, 40 minutes of insane pulling. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Can't tell.
You notice you can't see that in here. I'm not gonna let you show that one because I took care of it already in the YouTube side, so nobody else can see that.
Oh, I'm a younger 28-year-old pup here. If you ever need a volunteer, I got you, buddy. I understand completely. That's yeah, right after I had the first one. It seemed like it took that shoulder a long time. Well, I had two surgeries on it, and they put pieces in it, and it took a really long time for that and to get better. And for some reason, we go fishing. We was fishing a lot of tournaments, and I always told anybody got in a boat with us, if something happens and my shoulder gives up, you're going to have to reel the fish in. And there was never anybody that says, "Oh, I can't do that." Nobody ever said that. So,
Nobody
Joe,
ever.
sure, I'll be glad to.
It's funny that you say that because I've taken people out for like their first flathead trip and they're thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to do this or whatever, whatever. And then they feel that tug like right off the bat and you see their eyes open way up. It's especially when they get a first look at that fish. That's always
That's exactly right.
exciting to see.
Here's a question down my alley. I have a nice panfish rod needing help with fishing line. I have mono line on it now, but you guys have me thinking about changing to braid. What does everyone think? Well, I think that it's a great idea, and you'll get debates and disagreements with that. But I put 10-pound braid on several of my rods. Now, I actually do have some panfish rods that have monofilament on it, mostly 4-pound and 6-pound. But 10-pound braid is the diameter of 2-pound mono, depending on the brand that you get. And I highly recommend Sufix 832. It's just coated with something that is so abrasion resistant. And if you, like me, you fish a lot of structure for panfish, either rocks, trees, something in the water that attracts them to hang out there. And I don't have issues with it breaking from rubbing stuff. I'll
Absolutely.
come more near breaking mono in them places than I will braid. And I think, now this is just my opinion, but I think it's the coating on that Sufix. Yeah, it's great line. It's not the cheapest line you can get, but it's very high quality.
I have two braids that I like to use, and Sufix 832 is my favorite one. Absolutely. But if I'm looking for castability, like when I'm on the lakefront here on Lake Michigan and I need to get the longest casts I can out of there, I'll use Berkeley, which makes Sufix Fireline. It's not as abrasion resistant, but it's probably the best casting braid out there. There's that much of a difference. Would I use it for catfishing? Absolutely not. Would I use it on Lake Michigan where there isn't that much to worry about it getting rubbed up against? Absolutely, I would. So those are my two things. Also, I recommend learn how to tie a Albright knot because you're going to want to use you're going to want to use like a fluorocarbon leader. Tie yourself 4 to 8 feet on there, and you'll be golden. It'll be ultra clear. This way, some fish aren't line sensitive, but some are. I would definitely go that route. And this is not something that I'm preached to have figured out myself. This was given or told to me by a few people, and it's made a difference. So I'm not saying anything that isn't known out there. So I would definitely recommend that.
Here's a comment that caught my eye. Susquehanna Stan says, I use Dacron too. And I've never tried that. I didn't. Do they make Dacron?
Dacron is for tip ups.
I've never used any Dacron except for backing on reels.
Dacron is for tip ups. That's the water that's going to be in a line for a long time. At least that's what I know it to be.
I didn't know they made small diameters. Here's another comment from Luke. Sufix makes a 16 strand braid now, probably overkill for cats. $40 for 150 yards. Nothing's overkill for cats. Nothing.
What did I pay? I paid $40 for this, and this is 360 yards. So yeah, twice the price.
Yeah. Dacron is used a lot for white sturgeon leaders, better abrasion resistance than standard braid.
Yeah, I know that Susquehanna Stan likes using really high pound test braid, like 180 pound. I don't know if I agree with that, but hey, use what you want to use.
Yeah, that's and a lot of stuff is personal preference. That like me, I love braid because it don't stretch. Most people don't like it because it don't stretch, and that's a selling point for me. If it don't stretch, I like it. Your line should never stretch. That's what you have action in your rod and drag on your reel for, to take care of that and eliminate any need for stretching line.
And after talking to a couple of guys, I'm talking about a catfish guy that goes out every day, catches decent sized channels, not going after blues every day, not going over a flathead every day, going after channels. And he says he prefers to put braid on his lines for his clients because he has come across people making less mistakes with braid. Even they're
right.
more apt to get the fish in the boat. At least that's what he's telling me, and I trust this individual. He's a pretty big guy. He's actually one of my master classes. So
good deal. Frank says I use Dacron on my tippets. I did not know that Dacron was made in real small diameters.
It's not that I can tell.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never seen it.
The stuff I put on my tip ups is pretty, almost like
pretty heavy duty.
String, yeah, almost like kite string.
Okay. I love no stretch. Rods are made for that. That's correct.
Yep.
100%.
So is drag. I mean, if you're using 100-pound test braid or mono, whatever it is, your reel's drag isn't going to be able to handle it unless you got like a $500 or a really high dollar reel, or a really stiff rod. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
I fish from the shore. I think the long cast would probably be helpful. Along with the abrasion resistance, do you guys get better hookups? I don't know if the line gives me any better hookups or not. I could make an argument that I think that it would because of the stretch factor and not stretch factor, but I don't know. Pardon me. I have no solid way to say yes or no and 100% positive on that. Whatever I say would be speculation on my part. I don't like to do that. If I tell you something, I want it to be pretty right, and I can't say that. But braid will cast long footer. It just will. The diameter smaller, and it cuts the air better.
Right. That's the benefits to braid in my books is it's the smaller diameter and its sensitivity because it communicates what's happening on the other end of the line a lot better than mono to your rod. So
it works great with a slip bobber, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It just zings through there. But if you're going to use it a lot with a slip bobber, I would recommend Phil or some other brand that has like a brass grommet in the end of it, because eventually braid will wear through on things that it slides
Yeah,
through. People
like a
always said,
foam cork,
God,
it'll cut right
yeah,
through it after a while.
it'll go right through cork or foam. But guides, people say, well, you got to have stainless guides because braid will cut ceramic stuff. It will cut ceramic, but it'll cut stainless too. The
Not
the
yeah, not so
reason,
much on panfish rods though. You're all right.
right? I'm just saying the reason it don't get through some of the guides is not the fact that it's made out of stainless steel; it's the chrome plating on it.
Lady.
It won't cut through chrome, but it will cut through just stainless.
Chrome plating is
But you,
just more slick, right, Lyle? It's slippery.
yeah, yeah, that's right. It can't get a bite. If it can't get a bite, it can't cut. Pretty easy to say. But Ernie Brown says, "Great show as always. Got to a doctor to see tomorrow. Be safe and love you all." Okay, buddy. We'll see you
Well, good
soon.
luck,
Hope
Ernie.
everything turns out the doctor right.
Good luck, Ernie. There's Frank over at Twisted Fishing TV. He says he uses 65-pound braid on my cat reels, not because I need that much power, but it casts great. It has a diameter of 16, 18-pound test, which casts excellent with the least amount of issues for me. Also, what I've learned in my time, Lyle, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, is 65-pound braid, at least in a Sufix, is the minimum that I like to use without it pulling itself back into the reel on a bait caster.
I agree with
That
that. It won't.
that being
It's not as
said,
bad.
I've had problems with 40-pound tests where as soon as you hook up onto a bigger fish, it pulls itself back up onto into itself on at least on a bait caster, and it causes problems that way. 65 pounds, I've never had that problem. So
I I have almost nearly always used 80-pound braid. We fished a lot of big tournaments in a lot of places. We fished in structure that nobody else would fish in. And we lost a lot of gear. But if you hooked up in that structure, you was gold. You just was.
and
If you
you were
get them out.
using 7,000 reels, I imagine, right? 7,000 series reels.
No,
The Abu?
6,500.
You were using
6,500.
65s. Okay.
I used to have a bunch of 7,000. I got rid of all of them. Them 7,000s won't do nothing. 6,500 will. I promise you. All of our big fish come off of 6,500 acres. Yeah. But the when I found Sufix line, I just was in disbelief of how abrasion resistant it was for a braid. And most of the time, if you're going to break off, it's your leader that breaks off, not your main line. Most of
That's
the
what you
time,
want. You
and
get
most of
both
the
of
time,
your
it's
gear.
hung by a sinker. Most always. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But now, with that being said, we're not fishing those places as much. And if I buy another big spool, it'll probably be 65 pound because I'm probably not
You
going
know
to get
what?
on the
Buy a
social media
small
game.
spool, buy a small spool and test it because I'd hate for you to buy a big spool and you'd be used to that 80-pound, 80 plus pound braid and not like it because you're going to blame me for it. So
No,
I'm taking a
no,
safe.
I'd already talked about buying some smaller diameter, but I can't see going much smaller than 65 because of what you're talking about. I don't want that to happen. I don't. And we missed some comments here, Mark.
I see
Um,
Art 1 Ton Fishing Club in the house.
Good to have Art in here. Uh, Dennis says, for what it's worth, my opinion of brazen resistance, but braid sucks compared to mono. If you haven't tried Sufix, Dennis, you need to give that a try before you make judgment on all braid.
You know, a lot, what I think a lot of people misconstrued that. Use a mono leader, and that leader is where most of the abrasion happens, to be
That's
honest
right.
with you. Very
And a lot of
seldom.
people, I know guys that bump a lot. Probably 90% of their fishing is bumping. Some of them guys are using 4 to 6 foot leaders. I personally do not, but I know a lot of guys that do. And I promise you, if you're going to get hung up, it's going to be in that distance.
Yep.
It really is. So
That's just in
Jeremy
my
says 60.
experience too.
Yeah, right. You're very welcome, Tackle Box Mike. Dennis says, love braid for crappie, but not cats. I love it all around. But I'd really like it for catfishing.
Hey, that's the great thing about fishing with.
That's a great thing about America. We
Absolutely.
can agree. And I still like Dennis. I'm not mad at him. I'm not going to go on a rant and make fun of him because he don't like it. We need to
And we're
have him
not
back
trying
on
to
the show.
we're not trying to sell you anything. It's not like I got a Sufix deal, so I'm just sharing my experiences. That's the way I look at it.
I'm trying to
Best
think of
nuts
the
for
name of that
tying
knot.
braid to a bumping rig.
I think is it an Albright knot that I
No,
use?
I
I
would use.
believe.
I mean, you're going to use a like a crane swivel, right, Lyle? So tie a polymer right to the swivel, and then tie your standard lines to the swivel like you do normally. Whether it's a double uni, which I've
That's
grown to,
what I use. It is a uni knot. Yeah.
yeah, uni knot for the mono to the crane swivel, and then a Palomar for the braid to the swivel. So
Creel says he figured out my bumping rig and I'll be using it Saturday. Well, good luck, my friend. I'll be pulling for you, buddy. Uh, yeah, double uni knots. What marry them together with. I do that on my fly rods too. Um, I know that there's other knots for fly fishing that people recommend, but I know how to tie that when I don't have to go study nothing. I just whip it out and put it on there, and I'm
yeah,
good to go. By the way, anybody that hasn't watched my fly fishing video that I put up this week, where I got a fly in a tree, you need to check that out. I had a lot of
I'm
fun
glad
doing
you
that.
said it because I would have felt bad if I had to say you did that.
We'll be doing a lot more of it. Your brother
Probably
is mad. I guess I haven't seen him in chat. I'll give you your wrench back, dude.
he doesn't even want to come in until you give it back to him.
I
Let's
don't
see
have a
who's
fine.
faster, you, Lyle, or
You're
me.
gonna have to make a push so I can do it. But yeah, I enjoyed doing that. I just went out one morning and I wanted to try that fly rod out. I had built one for Matt, and this one's just like his, except I haven't put any kind of decaling or nothing on it. And I wanted to try it out, and I had them gurglers, and I tied up 3 or 4 of them, and I put one on the line, and I didn't take any spares, and got in a tree, and ended my day with one foul hook fish caught, and it was just fun. I enjoyed. I hadn't made any videos in a while, and quite some time, and that was easy to edit. So I'll take care of you, son.
I got it under
Oh my!
control.
But I really did, and we're going to try to get Lyle on my videos up as we speak. Okay, I'll take a look at that. But I'll probably our goal, if it ever stops raining, is to um, make a video a week of panfish and a video a week with catfish. Now, is that going to happen? Maybe not. But we have that's an idea that we have in mind, and we'll see if we can make it done. I know Dennis, Northeast Missouri angler, as you guys know him from chat. Dennis does a lot of crappie videos, and he does a lot of catfish videos on the Mississippi and on Mark Twain Lake in North Missouri. Very, very familiar with both of those places where he fishes, and not as much Mark Twain as the Mississippi River. That Mississippi River up in the north part of Missouri, I've been all over all of it, and although it changes every year, I'm very confident I could go to any of them places and probably catch a fish unless Mercury's been there and caught them all. You know how he is. He tries to catch every fish in every body he goes to. He got names for some of them lakes he fishes. He names all the fish in them because he's already caught them 2 or 3 times. And James, I wasn't going to say nothing about you catching a tree, but you're bringing it up. And yeah, I did see that. Dennis is now guiding on Mark Twain for you guys that want to make a fast trip and get on some catfish or crappie on Mark Twain. Give Dennis a shout. Um, he'd be a blast to be in the boat with, and he catches a ton of fish. Um, he fishes everywhere from Mark Twain down Salt River ways which is the river that makes Mark Twain Lake, and he fishes over on the Mississippi. So uh, give him a shout if you're looking for a guide trip on Mark Twain. He'll hook you up, man. I know you'll have a good time. I promise you. He's a great guy. Well, Brian B is in the house. There he is. Brian
What's going on,
B.
Brian B? How you doing, bud?
Always good to have you in here, my friend.
He was having fun until you gave Chad his wrench back.
Oh yeah, was he? I thought maybe Chad had left. I thought it would made him mad. He'd have to get over it before Monday night.
Yeah, I understand, Lyle. Chad treats wrench like a pacifier, so without
Oh, I
any
know.
upset.
That's so very true. So, what have you got in plans for happening the next week or two, Mark?
This week, I did want to bring this up. This weekend is amateur hour. This is the beginning of the pleasure boating season, also known as Memorial Day. Spend your Memorial Day safe. Go pay your respects to our soldiers, to your families, stuff like that. And if you have to go out onto the lakes, be careful. Be careful everywhere from the boat ramp until you're putting your boat back on the trailer, because you got a lot of people that have been laid up all winter long, not back into the.
This is their first hurrah.
This is their first hurrah. I wanted to make sure that I brought that up. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad that you did.
People
Kelly,
you're gonna have people throwing their rods in the water, their cell phones in the water, running out of gas, running out of battery power.
yeah, they forget to check everything and they'll break down or the battery will run down or they'll charge the other one up. There's going to be all kinds of stuff happening. So, Super Dave, you're right. Please wear your PFDs. That is 100% correct. This is the perfect weekend to make sure that you have it on at all times you're in that boat. I just think that it's probably a great weekend for that because Mark's right. All the crazies will be out there. Even people that are normally not, they will probably be out this weekend. And
Yeah.
Kelly, we need to get one happening. We just so many other things have been going on right now with all of the group that we haven't. But I know that Kim Burnett would happily jump in here. Eric Massey would happily jump in here. Uh, I'm pretty sure that I can get Mr. Dockery to come in with a jig time thing. And I honest to God think that it's probably been 6 months since Chad tied a jig. So he needs to spend some money, get some more material. He's got that Chad Fields money.
Me
And go
too.
ahead and buy some stuff so he can tie jigs with, because I'm sure he's about out of everything.
If
We
I
need
do,
to do that. People really enjoyed that.
if I do go fishing, it'll be on my little local electric only lake. You ain't got to worry about nothing there. I'll be like one of like two boats on that whole place, which is why I like it. And I want to get
Good.
back in the long line and first stuff. So we'll see what we can get. I can catch everything from crappie to walleye to catfish to bass long line and on that with little crappie jigs. And Chad, I dare you. I might know somebody who'll be willing to step in.
Here's a true statement. Where to go? That's moving on me. If you want to make funny TikToks, go video the boat ramps this weekend.
That might
There
be a great
might
idea,
be
James.
that might be the truest statement of the show.
Catch you at the boat ramps.
Make the one with freaking money. He gets more deliveries from Amazon than anyone I know. I'm not sure who he's talking about. Must be you. Brotherly love. We was talking about these videos. We got away from it and stopped doing it for a while. And a lot of the videos that we had wasn't very good. They got deleted and different things. But um, this editing program I've got now makes it a lot easier than what I used to have. And it's it started out as a free. I'm gonna. I can't remember. Video pad video editor is what the name of the program is that I use. And to be able to do much with it other than the basic stuff, you do have to buy the paid version. But it's very simple for people that don't know what they're doing, like me. And there's a lot of other people out there starting out doing videos and stuff or wanting to easy way to edit. Um, I have Sony program. It's a little more complex than I want to use. Not that I can't do it, I just choose not to. I bought the one from one of the camera companies that they had out a few years ago, and
Lyle, I think I lost your audio, or is it me? Can you hear me, Lyle? Wave if you can hear me. All right, folks. I think Lyle's having some audio problems. If he comes in, he'll step right in. While you're trying to figure that out, if you can take Chad's
how
wrench
about
away.
that?
Oh, perfect. Wonderful.
Uh, so for some reason, when I went out and come back in, or it took my audio. But what I was saying is, I have I have a really good video pad editor. Is the name of the thing I use, and it's a free version. But to really do good, you need to buy the paid version. Oh, and by the way, Mark, do you have the giveaway tool pulled up?
Not yet, but I can. We got
I
giveaways.
just happened to think about that while I'm telling these people what I was going to tell them. The paid version gives you the full benefit. It's not really that expensive, but I've got Sony Vegas. I don't remember which one and it's a little bit too advanced. It's not that I can't use it; it's just that I don't want to do jump through the hoops that they make you do to be able to use it and get good quality editing out of it. And then one of the companies that sells cameras and stuff online, especially to outdoor enthusiasts. I don't remember the name of it. I bought there had an editing program, and it's so basic that if you can shoot video, you're already past the capability of that editing tool. It just was horrible.
Mhm.
So I have it sitting around. Don't use it either. But the Sony program was just done more than I wanted to learn. And this video pad editor it's got helpful tips and things in it, and you can find answers about anything you want if you want to change stuff. It really does a good job. And like I say, you can go with free version if you want, but you do get a lot of perks if you buy the paid version, and it's not that expensive. So um, there's that. Mark, as usual, we have some ZFG fishing jigs to give away tonight.
Those are
A
made
good
with
friend of
tender
ours.
love and care.
They are, and take a look at them. Whoop!
Oh, is that okay for a hashtag, Lyle?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
All right, he'll give you the solo layout.
Let's see if I
Look at that
give
little
it a
bumblebee. I love it.
little bumblebee and a little blue, purple. Kind of cool. Very nice jig. They look a lot better in person than they do on that picture, I promise you. But go ahead and get signed up. Hashtag Chad's a bully.
Chad is a bully. Let's
Oh,
light that
wow.
screen up.
We will get these out to you tomorrow. So,
Look at us. Even
unless it's
Freddie
coming
thinks
down rain
Chad.
again, I may wait till the next day to walk to the mailbox,
Even his partner Freddie thinks Chad is a bully. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes on that bait shop show that
It
Freddie would call
seems
him a
like
bully.
Josh doesn't agree. Mark's a bully, he said.
I am not a bully.
Oh man.
I wonder if Chad will enter it in.
James Kirkpatrick, I just wanted to type that. Oh my. Oh good.
I just
If
wanted.
you guys haven't checked out James and Lisabella's channel, You really need to. And I don't know when they'll be doing another one of their game shows. They are so fun and funny to watch. Um, you guys need to just tune into them. You'll love their stuff, and they make some pretty funny videos. They got one that they put out. I think it was this week, wasn't it, Mark? Where they went. James got in a tree and he almost hit Lizabelle, or she thought it didn't look like it's
Uh-huh.
that close. She thought he was going to hit her with a sinker when he cast, and she cast over all their lines once. I mean, it was just it wasn't very long, but it was extremely entertaining. And check those guys out. Check out Northeast Missouri Angler also. Good quality videos, short tip Saturday videos. I really enjoy.
Absolutely.
So,
Josh
Chad,
and Carol. Wouldn't that be funny if Chad actually won this?
that would be.
I don't think he even entered.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate that.
See, Chad
Good
is
week
saying,
Saturday, next game show. Awesome.
Chad wants people to forget that his show's on before this one. And that I usually temper myself to the actions that have been taken against me on the show before.
So what you're saying is, if he would be nice to you on the bait shop, you would be nice to him on Panfish Nation.
I have a
Is that what you're
saying.
saying?
I have a saying when it comes to certain individuals is I give what I get. And there it is right there. Get entered in Chad as a bully.
Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it
If
go?
you guys are wondering, I really do adore Chad.
What he's not saying is he started it.
Exactly. Like two
Doesn't that
brothers
just sound like two brothers?
fighting over the box of freaking Count Chocula in the morning. And it ends up all over the floor. That's what's going to happen.
There's a lady standing up for her guy. Mark wants to be
Oh,
Chad.
yes. I want to be
Tell us
Chad. I'm not going to say anything. That's wrong.
Oh,
There's Maurice
nice
Case.
seeing
What's
you.
going on, Maurice?
Hey, Maurice, glad to see you in here. There's Kenneth takedown catfishing. Cody from 3+1. Cody been in there lurking, hadn't he? He hadn't said nothing all night that I seen. Of course, he could have said something and it went by so fast earlier I wouldn't have seen it either. There's Stephanie. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Lady that catches big channel cat. And she did catch some giants.
They had such a fun time. I could definitely tell when we were out there in Mendota.
Oh, yeah, good people too. Enjoy them very much.
Chad, we got 40. We got Chad. We got 40 entries under the hashtag Chad is a bully.
Let's just get a little bit longer, Mark, and then we'll go ahead and roll the P on it and get the next one up. That's okay, Cody. That's I understand completely. I'll sit here and tie jigs for hours, and if somebody's live, I'll sit here and listen to them for hours. As some of these guys have noted, when I was up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, still tying jigs, and I get in their chat for just a little bit before I go to bed. But a lot of times, if there's nobody got a show running or a live event running, a lot of times I'll just turn the TV on. My TV hadn't been on since last night sometime now. When we come back from Mendota, it was over a week before I turned it on. I was that far behind on watching videos and stuff like that. So
there's my buddy Kenneth Powell. What's going on, Kenneth? Kenneth, did you know that if you enter in hashtag Chad is a bully, you'll be entered to win some jigs from Lyle?
Hey, Bobcat, glad to see you in here, buddy.
All right.
Let's go ahead and run it.
All right, we're gonna let it rip. Draw. There we go. Somebody just got in right under. I saw Chrissy Brown's show up there. How you doing, Chrissy? Hopefully I didn't miss you on the call outs, or if I did, I'm saying hello now. Local Life Outdoors. Tackle Box Mike is the winner.
He won last week. Good for
I
him.
don't recall, but he had some good questions today, so
He did have. So, Tackle Box Mike, you can go ahead and send me yours in case I don't have to. That'll save me your address. That way, it'll save me from going back and trying to find it through all the emails and messages that I get. And you should. I think you should have got yours today from last week. So I hope one of those jigs poke you in the finger. Wow,
I told you he was a bully.
that's just mean. It really is. No wonder he's on you. Oh well. But yeah, and the next pack we got, and I know these are going to be hard to see because they're chartreuse and gold and red, and they are
Are these from
beautiful.
you again?
These are from Thumper Jigs.
Thumper Jigs. Do we want to change the hashtag?
That's up to you. But again, I have this,
We'll have,
this
we'll
message
have
from
to
Van and Pam at Thumper Jigs, and the jigs are made with quality and durability and fishability, and the quality shines through on all of their products. Great folks up there. They're also from North Missouri, up around Mark Twain Lake. And my understanding is everybody that fishes up there pretty much using these jigs. So they're great
all right.
crop
In
jigs.
order to
Beautiful.
do the people that donated the jigs to give away, we're going to make it hashtag Thumper.
There we go.
Absolutely. So enter in hashtag Thumper, folks. Hey, Big Bill, what's going on? How you doing, Bill?
Hashtag Mark is shrewd.
What?
Matt put in there hashtag Mark is shrewd.
Oh, how am I shrewd? Maybe a little bit. What's going on, Steve?
Glad to see Dan in here. Dan Thompson,
Now,
great supporter of a lot of people's channels. He does good things.
see, bully.
Mark.
Chat Jock in the room. What's going on, Chat Jock? How you doing?
Did Dockery get in on this? I haven't seen his name.
No. You know what? I might have to get on this too.
Not. You guys that don't know about James Dockery and all the fish he's catch, you're really missing out on something. You need to go to James Dockery Fishing and subscribe. He has a few videos up. He took a bunch of them down here a while back, but he has some pretty entertaining ones out. Follow him on Facebook because he posts these pictures of all these fish he catches, usually with some smart ass remark to me or Mark or somebody else. But the thing is, he catches the fish. I mean, he just catches fish nearly every day and never fishes the same place twice, hardly, within a reasonable amount of time. And he just puts numbers in on the bank, just numbers. So I have the utmost respect for James, not really as a person or a son, but as a fisherman. He is a great friend of mine. Thank you, Jeremy. He is a great friend of mine, but the man can catch the fish. He's a workhorse. He fishes every day unless it's really bad weather. And even if it's bad weather, sometimes he still goes, makes Katie take him. And hey, Richard Ward, glad to see you in here, my friend. But he catches a lot of fish. He just does. And if you follow him on Facebook, you'll get to see a lot of the pictures that he posts. And he does a lot of stuff with kids for the Missouri Department of Conservation. He teaches classes and stuff. And some of the pictures that they post of what him and Katie do to help these kids learn how to cook outside. They learn how to shoot archery. They learn how to take pictures. They learn how to fish. They do things with hunting. And he does so much stuff with this. If you want a true sportsman and a guy that really does good for his community, even though he's a cranky old fart, James Dockery is your guy. You should follow him and check him out. I promise you, your heart will feel better And he's probably got something smart to say about me and Mark and Chad, Josh.
Yeah,
Don't tell him who
always.
knows. Yeah.
Welcome, Tatum B. Tatum B's entered in on this. Matt wanted to be outdoors, says Lyle. How is Mark allowed to enter? He can just go by. Well, if I won them, I was going to have him send it to you, but not now, Matt. Now it's not going to happen. Let's see what
Lyle,
Josh,
don't forget,
have to say.
kids are out of school now. And we will be getting bored. I've started posting where's Dockery photos on my Facebook page. It's a good way of keeping kids occupied.
Keep them kids occupied. Take them fishing. Teach them how to fish.
Oh, this has been a fun show tonight. Solo
I
Tales
had a good
Adventure
time.
is James and Lyle brothers. No, we're not.
Hey,
But
Seven
every
Hugs
time I
Cross
see him, I
Eyes.
give him a big old squeeze. I'll tell you that.
That's Red Beer Ryan. How you doing, Ryan? Hey, I still got 4 packs of jigs sitting on my shelf waiting for you, bud. You let me know when we're gonna fish.
4 packs of jigs.
Yeah, he won them. The long story. I came across him today.
That's
That's
right,
why.
Frank. Oh, here's a guy that's looking for some attention. Kelly says, Mark is my hero. You can send them to me. Oh, Kelly, that's great. You jumped right in there at the right time. You and Ryan live pretty close, don't you?
Fairly close, maybe a half an hour away from one another. So we
Yeah,
got
that's
plans
not
to
too
go
far.
fishing
Well, you
sometime
guys could
soon.
fish together a lot.
We're gonna try to.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Ryan would be a good guy to fish with. I'm quite sure.
100%.
Yeah. I don't want to keep going with this too long, Mark. If they're not moving any numbers on the
I think
on the
we're
thumb,
right where we were at before, Lyle. So
let's go ahead and let her rip, Peter Chip.
let her rip. Oh, do you see my logo go by there?
I did not.
Kevin Baker, Nuts and Bolts Fishing. Congratulations, Kevin.
Yeah, no kidding. Kevin's the one that won a rod I took out last year to Patriot James tournament and donated. I'm sure that he won that. I hope he's enjoying it. Cody for 3+1 says, if I'll donate to Kelly, I want to be someone's hero. Cody, you should have been in here earlier, dude.
Sorry, Kelly, I didn't win.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't expect to. I did enjoy this show. We didn't talk a lot about fishing for some reason. We tried to, but tonight it was just fun. You're very welcome, Kevin. Just send me your shipping information after the show. You can send it to me in Messenger, or you can email me at lylepanfishnation@gmail.com. Either way, and I'll get it, but Messenger is foolproof nearly because I get tons and tons of messages. In fact, I get enough messages that sometimes some of them get skipped over and it's days before I realize I miss them. Uh,
Don't tell
but
Chad you
that's the
skip
way
his
it
message.
is. Joe Buck, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
Just take back my last statement then.
Anything else,
But
Lyle?
I don't think I've got anything else, Mark, except that people can tune in Monday night to Catfish Week. Following us directly is the Catfish and Crappie podcast. And then we'll be here next Thursday following the bait shop with Chad and Freddie. Mark and I'll be right back here doing it again. And we'll probably have some more jigs and stuff to give away. And no telling, we may have a guest next week. We'll just have to wait and see. I send out a lot of guest uh, requests to get people on here. And some of them don't reply, some of them don't want to do it. And I think a lot of that's because we're such a small station, but we have a lot of fun. We got a lot of people that watch us, and we're going to keep going. We are like 120 or so away from our 1,000 mark that we're striving to get. and we have had great guests in the past, and I can get them back, but I want to have enough people watching to justify some of the people that we've had. We did have Babe Winkleman on once, and from the very beginning, and I thought he would draw a big crowd. He did not, just because enough people didn't know about us. But Babe's health is really, really bad. I won't get into that, but I'll never forget him being on our show. Um, he is a super nice guy.
100%.
I just want to say it again. Very good. Thanks everybody for watching Panfish Nation tonight. We appreciate it so much. Mark, any closing statements?
Have a great weekend, everybody. Spend it with your family, your loved ones. Be careful out there. Wear
Be
your
safe. Absolutely.
catfish.
Be safe and don't eat too much barbecue.
Oh, get you some potato salad.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Good night, everybody.